Hello, friends. I am Arpit and I'm here with today's analysis. Today is 6th of June, and we are going to deal with three very important topics which are in news. The special category status. Now, this status is again in news because the Andhra Pradesh to be Chief Minister, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, who is also a key ally in the NDA, has demanded this for Andhra Pradesh. Well, this kind of system started in 1969 by the Fifth Finance Commission, where states were identified based on certain factors like hilly terrain, low population density, excessive amount of tribal population, overall state finances are not viable. They were given some special status in which they were given some tax benefits, excess grants in aid by the central government, then the central sponsored schemes. 90% of the expenses were borne by the central government and 10% by those state governments. These kind of benefits were given. Andhra Pradesh has been demanding this from 2014 when it was bifurcated between you know Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, but they've not got it now till now. And this time the situation and equation are different. So let's see what happens. Next is contestants in jail have won the elections. Two contestants, Mr. Amritpal Singh as an independent, he is known to be affiliated to the Khalistani movement, proclaims himself to be Bhindranwale 2.0, and is one of the members of Varis Punjab De movement, has won elections while in jail in Assam. He fought from the Khadur Sahib seat in Punjab. On the other hand, Engineer Rashid, who is in the Tihar jail of Delhi, has won elections from a constituency in Jammu and Kashmir. Now, they will be administered oath as parliamentarians. For that, parole might be given for them, but if they are convicted in the times to come and their sentences of more than 2 years, then their membership will be disqualified. Next is women in parliament. The 2024 Lok Sabha, basically, which will be formulated, has 74 women MPs, which is less than the last years or last times women constitution. Last time there were 78, this year 74. In Rajya Sabha, there are 24 women MPs. Now, this roughly brings the participation of women in parliament to be somewhere around 14 to 15%, which is way low than the 33% reservation which has been mandated to them under the Women's Reservation Bill. So let's see next elections. This situation might be different for them. Now, special category status, Telugu Desam Party President M. Chandrababu Naidu, he is the one. He is a key ally in the NDA alliance. Another key ally is Mr. Nitish Kumar. He has also been demanding special category status for Bihar, he for Andhra Pradesh. But his claims for Andhra Pradesh are different. Why? Because, you know, Andhra Pradesh was promised by the UPA government in 2013-14 when Andhra Pradesh was bifurcated into Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. That special category status will be given to them. It has not been given to them till now. And now his demand for a special category status has intensified. Now, what is special category status? In 1969, the Fifth Finance Commission of India introduced the mechanism of special category status to assist certain states in their development and fast tracking growth if they are facing historical, economic, or geographical disadvantages. There are certain factors which are considered for demarcating any state as a special category state: difficult and hilly terrain, low population density or sizable tribal population, strategic location along the borders, economic and infrastructure backwardness, non-viable nature of state finances. So if these conditions are there, then special category status would be granted to that state. And these factors were also designed by the Finance Commission. To which states was special category status provided? To 11 states. 11 may say 8 northeastern states, the seven sister states like Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Mizoram, Manipur, Meghalaya, Nagaland, and Sikkim over there. Tripura also. Tripura I missed out. So these 8 states plus Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, and Uttarakhand. Hilly states these are. So did other states demand it too? Yes, other states did demand special category status, including Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, and Odisha. Coincidentally, all these three states are very much important for the ruling coalition now, or to be the ruling coalition now, because leaders from Andhra Pradesh and Bihar are key allies, and Odisha, BJP has just secured victory over there. Now, the current status The system was scrapped on the recommendations of the 14th Finance Commission, which suggested that the resource gap of the state should be filled by increasing the devolution of tax to 42% from the existing 32%. Since the recommendations of Finance Commission are not binding, so it is difficult to say whether this is completely accepted by the central government or not. And if we are increasing tax devolution, we are holding the year from this side, or we are holding the year from this side, one and the same thing. Benefits to a SCA state. First of all, higher grants in aid. Grants in aid, those states don't have to return back to the central government. So this will happen. They enjoy special industrial incentives like income tax exemptions, custom duty waivers, reduced excise duty, corporate tax exemptions for a certain period, concessions and exemptions relating to GST, lower state and central taxes. Now, due to all these, I would say, attractions, industrial, investments do happen in those states. In special category states, the entire funds of the centrally sponsored schemes, the center funds up to 90%, whereas in non-special category states, you know, 75% funding is done. Why does Andhra Pradesh want special category status? Read it as AP. So when undivided AP was bifurcated to create Telangana in 2014, the UPA government at the center had promised it to compensate for the loss of revenue. And of Hyderabad, Hyderabad was a major revenue generating center. The 14th Finance Commission estimated that the post-devolution revenue deficit for AP for the period 2015 to 20, AP and Telangana had bifurcated. Now, this revenue deficit would be 22,113 crore rupees, but in reality, it stood at 66,362 crore rupees, three times. That is why AP is asking for more grants in it or to be included in the special category status state. The debt of the residuary state, which was 97,000 crore at the time of bifurcation, reached 2,58,928 crore by 2018-19, and currently it is somewhere around 3.5 lakh crore. That is why it is wanting that special category status. Then AP argues that when it was divided, it inherited 59% of the population, debt and liabilities of the original state, but only 47% of its revenues. For example, 57,000 crore of software exports from AP was happening was happening in total, and out of which Hyderabad city was exporting 56,500 crore rupees of software exports out of 57,000 crore rupees. Today, AP is essentially an agrarian state. Low economic buoyancy is there. See, the per capita revenue for Telangana for 2015-16 was 14,411 rupees, while it was only 8,397 rupees for Andhra Pradesh. So this clearly highlights the gap and the economic struggles of Andhra Pradesh. That is why Andhra Pradesh is demanding the special category status state. Next piece of news, contestants in jail have won elections. The two contestants, Mr. Amrit Pal Singh and Engineer Rashid, have won elections while being in jail. They were allowed to contest elections because they were not convicted as of now. The case is going on right now. But their crimes are such heinous that they cannot be granted bail for that. In fact, one of them, Mr. Amrit Pal Singh, has been arrested on on the basis of National Security Act, which is a preventive detention law. Now, has it happened for the first time in India that a person is in jail and contesting elections? No, it has happened multiple times. Very famous contest was George Fernandez contesting for Muzaffarpur in the year 1977, just after emergency, and he was a very strong voice during emergency era. He was released from prison before the oath taking ceremony, and he took oath and served as an MP. Now, what are the charges against Amrit Pal Singh? He is alleged to be, with the Khalistani movement, and he proclaims himself to be Bhindranwale 2.0, Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale 2.0. He is there in the Dibrugarh, Assam jail, arrested under National Security Act since March 2023. It is a preventive detention law which detains individuals up to 12 months. In March 2024, it was again extended for the next 12 months. Rashid is currently in Delhi's Tihar jail. He's facing charges under UAPA, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, for alleged terror funding case. He was a former MLA also. He contested in the election on Awami Ittihad Party ticket. Amrit Pal Singh contested as an independent. Now, the aftermath of victory. What can happen? First of all, they'll go to take oath. So, for taking oath, they will be granted bail for only 1 day. But it is not explicitly spelled out in the constitution There have been past instances in which jailed lawmakers are granted temporary parole to take oath. There has been multiple instances for that. The jailed lawmaker has to then write to the speaker that she will not be able to attend the proceedings of the house because he has to return back to the jail. This is important since Article 101(4) of the Constitution states that if the MP is absent for 60 days from all the meetings without permission, then her seat would be declared vacant. This is there in the Constitution. For attending a parliament session or to cast a vote in the parliament, these people will have to take permission from the court. And if these candidates are convicted in whatever cases are going on them, and their sentences of more than 2 years, then they will be disqualified as lawmakers. The seat will fall vacant and there will be by elections on that seat. This is as per the Representation of Peoples Act 1951, Section 8, Clause 4. Now, women in parliament. This is the much talked about, I would say, factor of this election because probably in the next elections, that is 2029, there will be 33% seats reserved for the females. But how many seats did females win this year? 74 women MPs we have in the Lok Sabha this year, and four fewer than 2019. Means in 2019 we have 78 female MPs. These 74 women make just 13.63% of the elected strength of lower house, which is much less than 33%. How many women MPs in Rajya Sabha? There are 24 women MPs in Rajya Sabha. So if we club 74 plus 24 makes it 98 MPs. Now this is a change in women MPs over the years. So see, this is basically for Lok Sabha only. The first 4.4% of the candidates were women. Candidates means MPs were women. Likewise, it increased, then it decreased, then it increased, decreased, increase, decrease, increase, then decrease. So there has not been a uniform graph, increase, decrease. It has happened over the years, and from the parties, which party has how many women MPs. You know this is this pie chart is a bifurcation of that. Not so important, but yes, this is important for us. Analysis. Of the 74 women MPs elected, 43 are first time MPs. And this is higher than the overall percentage of newcomers in the House. 59% versus 52%. Overall, 52% members are newcomers. Women, 59% are newcomers. Women MPs have only 0.76 Lok Sabha terms of experience till now. One term is generally 5 years long. Women MPs with an average age of 50 years are also younger. They are as educated as their male counterparts, with 78% completing undergraduation. Out of the total 8360 candidates, these contested the Lok Sabha elections, who stood in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, just around 10% were women. This number too has increased over the time. It stood at 3% in 1957. This is the first time that women candidates proportion touched 10%, means this is the highest number of women candidates contesting the Lok Sabha elections. So out of 8360, roughly 836 women were candidates. Out of 836 women fighting, 74 have been elected as the MPs. Now we come to the MCQs. When and by which body was the special category status introduced? We have the options: 1969, Fourth Finance Commission, Fifth Finance Commission, Planning Commission, none of the above. Which among the factors are considered for providing special category status? One, two, three. Out of this, you can choose. Very simple question. This has to be considered very carefully. It has been mandated by the Constitution to allow jailed lawmakers to go for administering vote. According to parliamentary conventions, if an MP is absent for over 60 days from all the meetings without permission, then her seat would be declared as vacant. Which of these are correct? Read very carefully. Next is consider the statements and mark the correct one. A candidate once convicted for any offence and punished by 2 years or more stands disqualified as per Article 105 of the Constitution. And for attending a parliament session to cast a vote in the parliament, the lawmaker will have to move the court for permission. So, which among these are correct? And last question, consider the following statements and mark the correct one. There are more women MPs in Lok Sabha of 2024 as compared to 2019. Second is, women contesting 2024 Lok Sabha polls were the highest in the polling history of India. Which among these are correct? So with this, we've come to an end of today's session. I will be meeting you tomorrow now with more such informative news pieces. Till then, you guys very well know what to do. I'm not repeating it also today. Namaste. Jai.